How many people on here are tired of losing weight just to gain it back? Like, we know how to lose the weight. Let's keep it real. We know how to lose it, but we keep gaining it back. If you're tired of yo-yoing with your diet and your weight loss, stick around for me. Welcome back to another video. My name is India, and today I have a little hack for you. I am going to show you how to be more disciplined without being disciplined. So you already know my story, guys. I've lost a significant amount of weight. I've lost around 130 pounds. I've been maintaining my weight loss for many years at this point, but this isn't the first go around for me. I have lost weight before just to gain it back, and I've been on that cycle for a long time. And so this is the first time I've ever been successful with my weight loss, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how I became more disciplined. First and foremost, you must understand and know what discipline actually is. Discipline is the ability to do things that need to be done even when you don't want to do them. A lot of people get that wrong, but basically discipline is doing what needs to be done, and even when sometimes we just don't feel like it. I've been accused of being super disciplined when it comes to my diet, my lifestyle, and everything. And I am a very disciplined person, but the thing is, discipline is only meant to be used short term. When you do things over time, and yes, it requires discipline, but when you do certain things over time and you do it consistently, it becomes routine to where you're not thinking about it as much, to where it's not required for you to have so much discipline to get certain things done. The thing is, every single day we're using discipline and you don't even know it. Stuff like going to the grocery store, feeding your family, cooking for your family, going to work, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, all of these things require discipline. But for a lot of people, these things are now a part of our routine because we do it every day. We do it because we have to do it. We have been consistent with doing it. And so now we don't think as much about doing certain things because this is just our norm. Taking a shower, for a lot of us, is the norm. It doesn't require so much effort and work. Brushing your teeth. You know, we do it. We wake up, we do it every single day, but a lot of people just don't think about it because that is a part of our routine. Because when we were coming up, when we were growing up, being raised, we were taught to brush our teeth. So it is something that needed to be done. A lot of us didn't want to do it, I guess, but it's now a part of our everyday life. So it doesn't require as much discipline, because we were consistent up front as kids, brushing our teeth, doing our nightly routine, doing whatever we needed to do. And so again, now we don't think as much about it. Now it doesn't require as much discipline. Going to work. This requires discipline up front. And for a lot of people who are not used to working, it can be a lot of work to get up, get dressed, and go to a place that you don't want to go to. But we have to. A lot of us have to work, and we don't have that choice. And so we do it. We do it every day. We're consistent with doing it, and now it's a part of our routine. I'm going to cut to my OMAD, my 1 meal a day, because people are doing a lot of yard work around here. And so I'll be back and I'll finish my thoughts. Here's my meal for today. Here is my meal for today. I'm doing OMAD, just the 1 meal today. The calories you see in this clip right now, everything here is 1,644 calories. I have these plant-based chicken nuggets. This is what I'm using right here. Really high in protein. I have these. I think I had like 13 of them, y'all. I ate 2. So this is what it's looking like. No judgment. We eat a lot over here, okay? These nuggets are 618 calories, about 40 grams of protein, if you care about that. I have these pinto beans. I don't know, y'all. Yeah, I don't know. I get random sometimes. I just look in my cabinet and everything, and I just pull out whatever I'm feeling. So these beans are 334 calories. I have some watermelon here. I love that. This is only 121 calories. And then I have this big bowl of salad. It's just the bed of greens, the avocado, mozzarella cheese, and these dried cranberries. Y'all, I've been loving these things so much. This is what I'm using. Just these dried cranberries. 50% less sugar, if you care. I don't know. The cranberries right here, this is 203 calories. The cheese I have on the salad, 160 calories. This avocado is just one whole avocado, 148 calories. And then, of course, the bed of greens, that's only 60 calories. So, again, this is my meal. This is what I'm working with today, y'all. I'm so hungry. I'm so hormonal. I'm 40. I'm 40 years of age. Oh, my God. Y'all, real quick, I just counted my protein all in all. Now, I wasn't aiming for a high protein meal or anything like that, but a lot of people do wonder how vegans, vegetarians, yada yada, how they get their protein in. Now, mind you, this is my only meal. This is my first meal. This is one sitting. Like I said, these nuggets are around 40 grams of protein. These beans, 21 grams of protein, 7 grams per serving. And then that cheese, this is 18 grams of protein. So all in all, and those were the only things I counted. This is 78 grams of protein. This is almost 80 grams of protein in one sitting. So, of course, I had that whole spiel about going to work, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, going to the grocery store, feeding your family, cooking for your family, certain things that we do every day in our routine, certain things that require a certain amount of discipline up front if you're not used to doing it every single day, to the point where it is now a part of our routine. The reason I say that is because when you see the way that I eat, when you see the way that I move, whether that's walking or whatever it is that I'm doing, getting in my steps, when you see me fasting, all of these things are a part of my routine. This is what I do on a normal basis. And so people think that, I'm just super disciplined because I'm eating one meal a day, or I'm super disciplined because I walk during my lunch breaks, and I am disciplined, but these things I do automatically. When things are a part of your routine, you do them automatically. And so now that I've been doing it for so long, it requires less discipline. It requires less effort because I'm not thinking about it, because it's just automatic. When things are habit, your behaviors, they're automatic. This is exactly why it is important to customize your plan and make changes that suits you best. If you're doing somebody else's diet, you can have as much discipline in the world. That's going to be temporary. If it's something you cannot keep up with, you're not going to do it. Okay. So how that looks. Discipline is getting up and going to the gym. Discipline isn't so much getting up, going to the gym, and then working out for 8 hours. A lot of us, we're pushing ourselves way too hard. We're doing too many things that's too extreme. Too many things that we are not going to keep up with. Too many things that we are not going to be consistent with. Discipline is going to the gym, making that move, getting up and showing up, not necessarily pushing yourself to where you can't walk, to where you can barely function. Okay. So that's to get us into the habit of going to the gym. And I'm using that as an example because people they associate someone being disciplined with someone being like super hard and super extreme. And that is not what that is. Discipline is you showing up. It is way more practical to show up for yourself when you are making realistic goals, when you are setting realistic goals, whether that is with your diet or with your fitness plan. Be realistic. Do not be so super extreme. Diet wise, if you are someone and you are a carnivore type eat and you love high protein, animal protein foods, don't be extreme to the point where you're saying, you know what, I want to go plant-based. Cold turkey, I want to go plant-based. So in your mind, you're thinking me being disciplined is me going extremely plant-based and, you know, not having any slip-ups, and that's too much. You know, you going from eating meat every day, maybe you being disciplined is skipping breakfast and not having bacon at your breakfast and then eating some fruit instead. You know, take those small steps. And once you start doing that, once you start substituting, you know, little things out like your breakfast meals, you know, once you start doing that, you get used to doing that. You will do that over time, and then it'll become a part of your routine. So all this discipline that y'all think people are, you know, just using up every single day, just, you know, using that motivation and that strength every day, it's not that. They were disciplined up front. They were disciplined for a little bit of time, right? And then everything they were doing, because they were consistent, it became routine. So what y'all think is discipline is really someone just basically doing their normal routine. So here's my hack, and here's like a little summary. If you want to be more disciplined, first and foremost, make realistic changes to your diet and your workout regimen. Be realistic. Learn yourself. Know yourself. Don't try to do what anyone else is doing, because their plan is not necessarily going to work for you. Take those small steps. Take baby steps. If you're someone and you want to fast more, don't go from eating 6 meals a day to fasting for 6 days. You know, maybe skip a snack. Maybe skip 2 snacks the next week. Don't go cold turkey, and don't just put everything in there at once, because you're not going to keep up with it. You know, motivation, I get it. Everyone is motivated when they're first starting off their fitness journey. They're really, really motivated. And then, you know, don't bank on that. Motivation is pretty much a muscle. You keep using that muscle, you're going to wear that muscle out. That muscle is going to get tired over time. Motivation and discipline is not something that is meant to be used for a lifetime or over time. Short term, it works great. It's perfect. But eventually, you will have to be consistent enough to where you are making it your routine, to where you are making a habit of it. So I'm rambling again. Make small changes, be realistic, learn yourself, and you will go far. And don't forget, be consistent. Whatever you are doing, whether you're swapping out sugar for something else, be consistent. If you do not see yourself doing something long term, do not even do it. You cannot force yourself to do anything. Anything that is too extreme and you feel like you are just severely forcing yourself to do it, don't do it. It's not going to work. You're not going to keep up with it. Do what you can sustain. Thank you guys so very much for watching this video. If you by any chance made it to this portion of this video, consider subscribing to my channel. Again, thank you for watching. Good luck on your journeys, and I will see you in the next one.
I've been feeling emotional, thinking about you. Thinking about you, babe. What can we focus on? What we should do? Tell me the truth. Cause I don't wanna see you with somebody else. And I've been feeling lonely in this king-size bed. I'm trying not to worry about the things you say. I ain't got the time, you're